Right, still waiting for Twitch to come along. Just another second. All right, and we're live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch right now. If you want to go check for some of these channels, if you're in Facebook, you can check it out on YouTube or Twitch, whatever you feel like it's more interesting for you. So nonetheless, we're here today to continue the work on the RigBuilder development. It's a step-by-step process, as I keep saying during this development, and it's just another day of coding. And today we're going to be looking at some other settings and starting to make some progress into actually automating this thing, and some faces for the thumbnail. All right, so this is probably one of the worst so far, but anyways, let's move on. So hey, how are you doing, guys? Today was a pretty long day of work, so just trying to push on the barriers here and keep developing. All right, so I'll be here in the corner if you need me. And as usual, if you have any comments, please drop it here, and we're gonna be talking on the chat, right? All right, so let's keep going. So prior to this stream, we had this going on. I didn't even touch it since the last stream. And we are importing the template joints, and they are being stored into a part of the file here. I didn't clean up my my windows today, which makes it all a little bit weird to navigate, but it's fine. We're gonna get through this. So I was thinking for our joints, where should the file be, right? So I got to the conclusion that it should be on the rig folder into assets. It's kind of fine. It should be something like skeleton, right? Skeleton would be better than system for this case. So we're talking about how to store the information for the skeleton right now, and what should the name of the folder be? This is stupid, but it's very, very important to be able to place the things that you need on the correct naming folder. This way you can always find it easier and not be thinking about this in the future, especially in the initial stages of the project. And as I said, right now the joints are being imported here into the rig, and we are building this list here. Checking of the project is being correctly done, and I'm going to add this folder that I've just spoke about, which I think it's not rig system. I think it's rig skeleton. So it's yet another folder in this. It's like rig skeleton, and this is going to be created skeleton, because it's something that it's always named like this, skeleton, and it's just an important part of this rig is where we're going to store the skeleton, how it's going to be named. And I figured that also one of the things that we were doing about the rig template here with the rig joints, I'm using this function here, which is import and return node type. It is returning the node type, but then when I'm parenting it back into the correct, or the group that I think it is the correct one at the moment, so I'm just doing the parent of the nodes that this function here is returning. And I know this is a bit abstract, so if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm talking about a bunch of functions here that I'm writing on the fly, and it's hard to communicate this in a a very, concrete manner. So if you have any questions about what's going on, please let me know. And we are going to be talking on this box right here. Look at that. Your name is going to be on this beautiful blue box by my side here, and we're going to be able to then communicate. All right. So moving on, what I need to figure out is, because I am saving the template rig or the template skeleton with the joints parented, but what's happening is, in the process of importing it, I am parenting them into the group. Let me get one of them here so that we can see. So it's being parented under this group, but it's losing the hierarchy, and this is not necessarily what we want. What we want is to have them as they come. I'm not sure 100% about that, but let's keep moving. Try to move as fast as possible so that we can keep the flow of information coming, right? So right now, what we have is we're listing all of these nodes with this function here. So you can see that it is doing a few actions to get the name of the nodes. And by the way, I think I want to replace one thing here, because prior to that, I had to. So what it's doing here is importing the files, and then with the file that it's importing, everything that is on the file, it's going to be under a namespace. So with this namespace, then I can query all of the nodes that have been imported. And with these nodes, I can then transfer them into a proper group, right? Just because the file function or the file method here does not return what is being imported. It just returns the file itself. So this is the way that I found to actually import the, or be able to know what is in the file after it is imported. So this is then the solution that I found, and although it's working, I am real yeah, I was doing another synth. Yeah, it's not necessary. No to rename. Yeah, I think I was just removing the namespace manually for no reason that is necessary. Let me just check if this is going to work, and we're gonna know exactly now. So I'm just reopening it, so it's just getting the. So what should happen then from the actions we have here, and this is a bit too small, so it's hard to watch, but it's check project, check. So it's going to check for the folders if everything that we need, since all the files that we need are inside of the project. And then it's going to be moving on to create scene, set up rig groups, import rig template, import template geometry, import model geo, setup. So this is just the very beginning, and we're going to be keep you're going to keep adding functionality to this as we go. Just going to run this. Say we did add a new folder into the rigs uh, into our script. We're asking it to create a new folder, so we're just going to create that. And now we know that it's working. Everything is working. So the model has been parented under the two pieces of geometry we have been parented under the correct group. Also, the joints that we have also been parented into the correct group, although they still have the same problem where they are uh, not parented to each other in any order, or the order in which we saved it, and that is for a reason. So let's try to figure out how to get this fixed. So let's keep pushing this. So here we were just removing the namespace. This is all correct. I don't believe we need to change that anything on that particular thing. What we need now is then to be able to keep the hierarchy of the things that we are uh, changing. So we're moving things inside of the hierarchy, and we just want to keep the hierarchy. And the way that I think we could do this is by parenting or checking. Uh, so checking the parent of each cheat. So let me construct this idea. So I'm thinking of this on the fly, right? So the idea is that we got all of this joints here, and they were previously parented to each other. So the way I'm gonna check what is the root joint or the top of the hierarchy. First of all, let's go and open. Uh, 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 so let's just check my Python. Oh, Python list relatives. This is the one that's going to give us the who the parent is. Let me see, someone already posted this somewhere. So Maya Python uh, list top parent or last parent. Find out how to get the list of root parented scene. Maya find all parents. How to get the list of root parents created in a scene. So this is more or less the same thing that I'm looking for. I would like to find a group one. I want a script that travels through the outliner and returns a list in my example. Joint 1, joint 4, and joint 16, which I don't know if it makes sense for me. What he's saying, he might not be looking for the same thing. No type. No, this is not what I want. No long to split revert. Oh, all parents full path. So let's start to see what does it mean? What does that mean? Like all parents. So let's get this joint here. It is inside of a transform node. It is inside of another transform node. That is inside of another transform node. So let's go with cmds dot list relatives, and then we're gonna say this joint, and then we're gonna say all parents. And I don't even want the yeah, so it's giving me the group. That's not what I want. So I don't even need the full name, although I could use that. I think that maybe that's what it's saying here, that you could, hey, how's it going over there? I'm sometimes I'll be too caught here on the. So again, you can, if you want to talk something, ask anything, you can participate, and you're gonna show up here on our friendly comment box, and we're gonna be communicating side by side, right? So yeah, we're getting through this again. It's a long rig builder project with many steps and many things that I'm finding out on the process of development. So yeah, just hang in there. We're gonna get there, right? By the way, this is live working. This is not. I mean, there's certainly a lot to learn here. But the reason why I do this is because I need to concentrate on the thing that I'm doing. And usually, podcasts are wonderful to watch while working as well. But they also take your mind into another universe. So I'm here talking to myself, and that, weird as it seems for me and my family, it's way much better. So yeah, let's keep moving here. So what the guy's saying here is that he's just listing the nodes and splitting the. So it would be equivalent of doing what we just did here and just say, I think he was saying all parents full path, right? So if you say full path here, likely then we're going to be getting a, yeah, you see, so the top is the root, and then rig, yeah. So I want just the skeleton. So I think what I want to add then, what is this guy saying regarding? So the only time I'd use list relatives recursively is if you wanted to account for instancing and trace multiple parents' path. But even then, maybe this would list the full path to all parents. Yeah. So we could use the split as well. So let's see what happens then when we do like root path. So root path, or let's do underscore, and then we're going to just assign this variable. And then what I want is the list. So path, let's say path list. And then what I want is the root path dot split. And this is what we saw there exactly. So, uh, oh, yeah, I'm just splitting the what? It's not how you use it. Did I write it wrong? Split dot split root path. What's going on here? Oh, this is a list, so I don't need a list. I need the string, and then this should return us the list with all of the paths, meaning so it split it on the first one. So I believe this is something that's going to happen every time. This is kind of a reliable information, meaning that what we need here is the path list one. So that would give us root. So I don't know if you guys are actually being able to see what's going on the screen here. But basically we're trying to find the name of the root the root parent, say the top parent of the. So for example, if we get this guy here, we're listing the relative, so we're listing the parents, and we're listing the parent. So this is what's coming in with the. Let's just read all of these variables. So this is what we're getting. So it's root rig. So you're getting all of the hierarchy from it, from itself to up. And what we need is to know which one is this guy. So why are you doing this? Because here on the code, then what I need is, I don't need to parent the just this. I don't need to parent all joints. I just need to parent the first joint of the hierarchy. So for that, what I'm going to do is for each of the files, it's going to list, and then we're going to create a new loop here, and we're going to do. So I need a new. I need a new list here. So I'll just say top node. I don't know, top node list. This is not the best name, but again, I'm not going to be struggling with this kind of thing right now. Naming, as long as I can understand later on, and then I can maybe I'll change the name of the variable if something better comes to mind. But also, it's one of the treats of being, working and talking at the same time. You cannot think too much, and that's kind of a good thing at the end of the day, because it's just better to not be stuck in a place. So then what I'm going to do here, as I said, I'm just going to do for node and node and file, use file geolist. Then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do c.list relatives, and I'm going to do I'm going to do node full uh, all parents equal true, and then full path, and then that's going to be equal true as well. And what we want here, so we're just gonna get like the uh, path or root path node 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 full path. All right, so this is going to be the list, and then what we need now is the root node or top parent node equals to node full path dot split, and then that's going to be the thing that we just did in Maya. And then what we're going to do then is like for okay. Okay, so then I'm just going to, instead of having to run this again, I'm just going to do if uh, top parent node not in top node list, then I'm going to be adding it to the top node list. So basically, it's going to check if it is already on the list, then top parent node. So it's just appending that, and then at the end, what we should have is this. So then we're just going to do top node list, and then we're going to parent it to the correct group. And if we did everything correctly, then now we should be having a full skeleton parented into the correct group, not only the parenting all the joints at once, and that's causing us to lose the hierarchy information, right? So let's try that. It's probably going to break, by the way. Certainly going to crash. Let me get back here. Oh, how surprising. All right, so why is that? What have I done? What have I done wrong? Non-type object has no attribute get item. So what is it that we are doing wrong here? So it's this guy, file geolist. So let's just see one thing here. Yeah, it's been added, but now why is it not adding the namespace here? So this should be getting a namespace right away. So why is it not? Okay, so type error object has no attribute get item. So it just passed through the, I don't get it. Why didn't add any of the naming space? But it's fine. At least we know that the joints are being imported on a correct hierarchy, and that we just need to keep moving here and figuring out why. right? So it's importing, it should be adding a namespace and then removing the namespace at the end, but returning the list, the node type list. Then why is it that's not returning the node type list? Let me check cmds dot node type, and just let me check if this is maybe it's a different node type. I thought it was a transform, but maybe a joint is it's not a transform. It is. So let's see if that returns then what we are thinking it should be returning. So maybe now we're going to get a different crash. Let's hope. List relatives. So still nothing. So nothing's coming out of this function here. Let's see why. So let's just add a print here. Find your list. And I'm going to run it again and see if it's printing something. And it doesn't seem to print anything. Oh, there's a list here. Well, so there is a list here. Yeah, there's a list. And this is the list that we're looking for. So maybe I'm just mistaking one of the flags here. All parents. All right, how's it going? All good over there? All right, we're gonna make it. So list relatives, node, all parents, full path. And this is exactly what we have here, right? All parents, full path. Non-type object. Let's do another print. Let's print the node. So we know that the list is coming true. This is a good thing. Now we're gonna have to print the node just to check why is it crashing. So this you can see is the typical debugging process, and yeah, so it's coming true with most of the rigs here, or most of the joints from C1 to C7. And then what's probably happening is that it is reaching. So what? C7 is the top node. So then that's why maybe. Let's also print the node full path then. Node full path. And that should give us an idea of what is going on there. So we can see that the full path is coming down all the way, and then it is crashing probably on. There's probably some joint here that is just. It's probably this digester joint. I don't even know. C1 to C7, and then. So again, what we're trying to do is just be able to query like what is the top node, and then just pair. So basically, what I want, what it's doing, and why it's wrong right now is because we have this rig template group here. So what we need is for it to do this, right? Just parent it inside of this. But when you import it from the file, what happens is that it is thrown into the scene, and you don't know exactly what was imported. So what we are doing right now is we're being able to check everything that is imported on the scene. But then when we select everything and we parent it into the group, you can see that because we're selecting everything and transferring it, we are basically losing the hierarchy. The solution to that is then to get the top node here. So some one guy here was talking about list node long true. So maybe we can change this. I'll just split the full path of the node. Maybe that's the best way to go. Instead of using the list relatives, let's just call it node. Let's just try, right? Why not? So it's going to be node full path again. And then we're going to call ls, and then node, and then full path. No, it's long, and then true. And then we're going to call 0. Yeah. And then we're going to split it, and we should get the exact same result, but maybe because we're not using the list parents or list relatives, maybe it's not going to crash, right? Okay, so it continued to crash. Oh, this is not too good. Okay, no. So, but it's actually in this case here, I don't know what's the logic behind what's doing here. Root had lock. I don't even know. I didn't even know I had this. Root had lock. But at least we know that it is listing all of those guys. So all right, so trying to make some progress on this side, but I might as well just get going if this doesn't come true. So let me just see. Yeah, it's definitely the last one here. It's moving up, and the top node is always the C7. Well, so I think it actually works, to be honest. I think that's what it is, like the last node of the hierarchy. But what's curious to me, yeah, okay. Oh, you got all of them. Yeah, no, it's okay. I think now we're listing all of them. So it's starting up here. So we have the C1 is going all the way to C7, and then it's reducing the amount. And then when we get to the joints inside of this guys, it has all this thing here. So apparently it is working. That's good. So this is a step forward. Then we can split this, and all of them are starting with the thing. So we're keeping the same structure here. And then oh yeah, then what we do is when we split, we want just the one here, right? So because we are removing this guy here, so it's going to come with a blank spot, and then we need just this guy here. And then this is the top parent node. Then we should be getting what we want. Let's see. Maybe we already fixed the problem. Let's see. So we're going to be doing it again. Boom. Do you get it? Let's see. Hooray, look at that. Nice. So we did get it. Nice. So did you understand what happened? Did you get why we did what we did, and why this was necessary, and also why the solution worked? So we basically got all of the parents. So we got the structure of like the full path of all of the nodes that we had, and then we just splitted it into all of the steps that we had on the full path. and then we got the root node of all of them, like the top parent of all of them, and compared so that we then added to a list only the ones that were not repeating, meaning that we only if we so for example, if all of the nodes inside of this hierarchy here, all of these guys are saying that this one's the top node, so only this node is going to be only added once to the list, and this one, for example, is more zero, or it is its own uh, top parent, right? So it's not returning anything except for himself. So at the end, we have a list with only two items that is then parented to the correct group. So this is the solution that I have for now. I don't know if it's the best, but it's going to continue like this. All right. So again, if it's too abstract, please let me know. Let me get some adjustments to the lighting here. And by the way, this is the next rig that we have available for development. And this is something that I was separating before, and that it's going to be coming next. If the rig builder continues to work, we're going to be applying on this guy here, which is a set of blend shapes that I bought, and they have the textures as well. So it's going to be a good test for this rig. So for right now, we are working on just this guy here because I just wanted to have it finished. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I should be moving on. But we already have the next one, so maybe I'll just make it work on him because we already have everything in place, and then we're moving on from that from him. So all right. So we have the joints being imported in the correct order. We know who's the parent, and that's what we want. So next, then, I don't know why is this yellow. This is 0.2. Yeah, I just need to standardize this. So this rig builder is now bringing in the information that we need. So I also need to figure out if we should have a clavicle in place, or if we should continue to make this skeleton, the base skeleton, more robust, right? Because I don't know how are we going to be parenting this into a body rig at the end, or if this is also going to be already a full body rig. And these are things that I don't have the answer. I mean, I know that for the uh, head to work, we need all the way to the end of the neck. But then also, if we don't have a clavicle, it's weird not to have the movement of the clavicles, right? So what I will do is I will just duplicate this joint here, and I will unparent everything from inside, and I just going to kind of continue to. So this is already the thoracic portion of the spine. So all I'm doing here then is just adding this to the thoracic portion of the spine. And honestly, I'll just keep doing it. And if I find that this shouldn't be the case later on, well, we're just gonna have to come back and change this. But I just want to feel like we have the necessary information. So yeah, how's it going? All good over there? I know, I know. Let's keep pushing this thing. So I'm going to be working on this for about 1 hour or something. All right, so let me see. We have one, two, three, four, five, six. Oh my God, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this should be the end of the thoracical portion of the spine, and then we have about three other joints. Yeah, I think that's correct. So we have 7, 12, and then 3. Isn't it 5 though? I'm just gonna search here for uh, 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 let's go spine number of vertebrae. It's 33, right? So just to make sure. Yeah, so it's T12, so it's 5 at the lumbar uh, the lumbar portion of the spine. So there's something wrong with our model here, probably. You can see that it's just been crushed into the. So we have only 3 vertebrae here. I don't know if it's crushed. It's just weird, I guess. T1. Yeah, you know what? It's fine. It's a good never mind for now because this is not going to be controlled. Uh, um, Maybe this is just going to be representing like adding more work for us to resolve the problem. And anyways, this should be I'm just gonna add like a small joint for the a little joint for our femur socket. And then I'm going to be minus here. Okay, so it seems that this is, although we do seem to be missing like one vertebra here, because if we, so yeah, I think I read there, us, uh, 1, 4, no item. So I'm just gonna count the number of items in this selection. So print and sorry, and item index and enumerate enumerate cm print index plus 1. So I just want to know the number of, so there's 18 here, right? So as you can see, the last one was 18. So we have 12 plus 6. What? When? What happened to the math that I did? Doesn't even make sense. Am I selecting more stuff than I should? Oh, there's 11 here. Oh, I see. I selected this 2 down here. So we don't need this 2 guys. Oh, we do need this guys here. Okay, so now we have, yeah, we're missing one that like compared to what it should be. But honestly, I don't know if this even makes sense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's lost. We just lost it. I believe that, so this is a model, skeletal model that I bought. So it's not even on this chart here. It's not even counting the sacrum as a vertebra itself. So it should be, this should be the fifth joint. So probably what happened is they just removed it from the model. It was probably crashing or something. So what are we going to do here? I'm just going to duplicate this and push it up, distribute it a little bit. There's probably better ways of doing it. I'm 100% sure there are. But right now, this is what I need. That's how it's going to be. All right, so let me just count the number of joints again. It's 19, so it is. Oh, nope. All right, so we have 17, which is 12 plus 5. That's what we need. Should be able to just adjust this just a tiny bit. And then, yeah, I mean, believe me, I do have some code that is parenting. Well, let's make use of it, right? So we will have like must be import tp rig. No, let me see here. It is tp utils or tp utils as tpu, and then I'm going to do tpu dot parent in fk order, parent in order. Yeah, okay. Okay, selection. So yeah, I haven't used this in a while, so it's going to be like probably cmbs dot ls cell equals 1, and then we're just going to select. Okay, let me just get all the joints here to show. So I think that what we want is this. So just select all these guys in the order that they need to be parented. And then you're going to run this, and you got it. Nice. Yeah. Oh, but it was in the wrong order, right? Yeah. It was the opposite. Almost there. Okay, so, or you know what? I had a flag there to reverse, so that was on me. I could have just reversed it. Okay, so now it works. And I can just parent this to this. So this is the very high resolution version of our spine, which I'm not really sure we should go with this, but at least we have the data of positions and etc. And now whether we are going to reorient these joints or something like that, I have to check, because they're obviously not oriented right now. They're just like facing world up. So this is the next step, I guess. So also let me check where the clavicle is inserted on the, it's probably on the beginning of the thoracical, as I can see here. We're gonna have to check the sternum. Okay, so the sternum is, yeah, it's the first thoracical. It's on the T1. So that's where our, so this is going to be the T1. So yeah, all of this is going to have to be organized in a better way soon. But right now, I'm just making sense of what we have. Hey guys, so sorry I didn't see the comment. So let's see here. Julio says GS is saying, "Hey, are you going to simulate it?" I hope. I mean, I hope that we are going to move on into a bunch of other things, especially uh, a few tests with the Apple face recognition thing, which is going to help us drive this face here using the cell phone, and also some simulation with Ziva. It's possible. So let's see where Ziva is going to be when we finish the project. So hopefully with that, then we can try some simulations on it. Actually, this is a auto build, a brick builder that is able to build any kind of uh, rig, either if it's the body or the face. This is a foundation for being able to rig any type of rig. So the future, let's go one step after the other, but let's hope that and aim towards something a little bigger, right? So then in Twitch, Adam Falk is saying, "Hello, is it possible to stream 180 next time? The texts are blurry at 720. Is it what you're getting? Oh man, sorry about that. Yeah, of course it is possible. Let's do it next time. It's 180p or better, whatever we have available here. Also, let me get my camera a little brighter. It's a little hot here today. I'm kind of sweating a bit. All right. So yeah, I hope the questions are answered. Just answer this, guys. Hey, Julio. Hey, Adam. For sure. Let's get this resolution higher. All right. So now let's continue then. I'll get the T1 here that we just added, and then I am going to just duplicate the T1. I don't even know if that's not necessarily necessary, but I guess I'll just do it. This should actually be parented into this. And this would be more like, yeah, so you can see the clavicle here. We're more or less defining a template here. All right. Yeah, so there's so many questions that I don't even know, like, uh-huh. yeah, I don't have anything to mirror the joints right now, so but let's just test then because it's actually something that I need to do right now is to save this. So I have the template here. I'll just transport it into like so this is something that I need to script as well to uh, 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 to be able to automatically add these guys into the backup group so that we can save new stuff. So this is going to be probably a utility here on the rig builder. So right now we're just going to manually, because you can see that the process is very manual in some aspects. This is something that some things that we're going to be developing more and more as we go and as things demonstrate that they're needed or necessary. The process is going to be repeated many times. We're going to be scripting it. So let's do export selection. So it is on the template already. Let me just grab the naming here. And then I'm going to come back here and just do export selection. So now with the export selection exported, I can just restart the RigBuilder here, and we should be able to rebuild the scene with our newly designed skeleton. And it is here. Hooray! Right, one step after the other, right? So, I mean, as I said, this is all just a this is the template rig, let's say. So what we're going to be doing is then adjusting the naming on this joints and adjusting positions and everything. And what we're going to do then later on the code is we're going to have a list of the names in this and on the skeleton, so that we know that, for example, the joint of the I don't know what is this, like the pivot point of the maxillar is, we can query this position to place the proper joint or to just drive this or place a controller, or the neck has its own system. And then we're going to check how we're going to be parenting all this so that it becomes a functional rig. And then also binding to the geometries and re-importing the skin clusters. So for this guy here, I'm not going to be fighting with like mirror. Do I have a mirror? Let me see if I have a mirror. Okay, the utils. So I have my utils here. I'm just checking if I have something like a mirror joint hierarchy. Yeah, this is mirroring vertex, mirror vertex selection, mirror selection. No, I don't have mirror. I should have a mirror joints here, but I don't, so it's fine. It's a very simple thing, but I don't want to fight against this now. Just gonna do it manually in a ridiculously manual fashion. So minus here. And this is same thing. This is a minus as well. Yeah. All right. So that's it. We have this here. So it's most of the stuff that we are going to need, right? So with that, then I'll do the same process again. I just want to save this because as you can see, the thing about doing things like this is I hope that I never need to save a scene with the rig, right? Or like if I do, is just to publish it or to do something like that. Because listen to me. Because what happens is if we save the file off the rig and we keep working on it, we're always going to have differences in versions and everything. So the best way that I've seen to do it is you just save the individual pieces of it, and then your rig builder is going to bring everything into the scene, and then you're going to be assembling it through the code. And every time you run the script, you're going to get like a fresh rig right out of the box, right? So this is what we're working towards. All right, so let's just export the selection, and this time I'm just going to override it. I don't even care. And then I'm just going to run the build again, and we should have the rig here. Boom, we got it. All right, so something else that I need to fix is this word position. This is completely wrong. It's going to cause me problems, 100% sure. But this requires me to check other things inside of other files that I think I'm just going to do it later. And for now, I'm just going to focus on the scripting of this. And once I have the, because just what I'm going to do is probably just grab this joint hierarchy, grab these guys here, basically everything in our rig template here, and then just move it up. And I'm going to place it in a good enough position, and I'm going to save all the files, and that should be what we need to do for this guy. Like this, it's not going to be able, we're not going to be able to proceed, but anyways, it's fine for now. Let me just see what's going to be the next stage then. We fixed the problem with the hierarchy. I'm just going to remove this here. I'm going to stop the nodes from being printed because we don't need this. I'm just going to have to do here like find unique top parent nodes and append. I don't know if this description is good enough, but let's go with this. And so the import rig template. I'll just do a quick description here. I'm going to say responsible for importing the template skeleton joints into the scene. Right? So good enough. I hope that this is a good description and that we understand what it's doing. Here's creating the rig groups, and that's all fine. It's create a new scene. Why is it so rig groups? Yeah, this is on the wrong order. At least here, it doesn't really matter, but I just like to look at things on the order that they are registered. So the first thing that's going to happen is the new scene is going to be created, and that, as he says, it could be a static method, but at this point I don't care. Import template geo, import rig model group. All right, and then we're gonna have to start figuring out how to assemble this rig, and that's the hard part right now, because how far are we building this rig? So because what I need to think is where this rig is going to be grounded, right? If we're just So thinking of longevity, also, how are we going to be uh, developing a rig without knowing how far down the body we're going to be working on, right? Considering that we have different modules such as neck module, eye module, and all these things. So I believe that the first thing that we would need to do is be able to create a root joint control here or something like that. That would be then on the ground zero of the world, and then we would be able to control the whole thing here. And the next control would be parented to this, and then we would be controlling. Yeah, I think that's a good way to do it. It's not. Yeah, because then at least we could move to the also the basic thing of like just importing and exporting the skin clusters is already in place. Right, so we have this comments from our fellow riggers here and artists, Julius Caesar and Adam Falk, which I took a little bit longer than usual to answer. Just focused here on thing hands. All right, so let's keep moving. So if I needed to do that, how would I do that? I mean, what's the root joint? Am I going to have like the that root joint just like the games? Okay, okay. Let me see if we can check out the. So the good thing about having the rig builder is I don't even need to care about the scene or if it's saved or not. It doesn't really matter as long as the parts of the rig are. Okay, so this is our original file from Chinkayang, who provided this model very kindly. And what I want to do then is to what's going to open another Maya here. Okay. Oh, this was the one that I was working to get just to get the face mask. Oh boy, we're gonna have to do some changes here. Okay. So I believe that at the first time, okay, so this is the entire mesh here. Oh, and we do have a super high resolution mesh, which is great, but it's very hard to rig. So you can see that, oh man, yeah, this is the decimated version. It's a lot going on here. Okay, so yeah, it is placed correctly, but then the thing is I need to move this into the workspace. I cannot keep this the way it is. What is this though? Oh, this is probably, just what? Oh, the meshes. Yeah, so these are the Apple AR meshes here that we can see in the center. This is from the AR kit. That was what I was applying to the Joker to make it work. Interesting. So yeah, this is just the mesh that we have with the eyes, the lacrimals here, or the caruncle, and yeah, but this is not a man. As a geo group, I believe I had like yeah, this is going to be a phase of adjustments for sure. So okay, so first of all, let's go back. Let's set the project into. So guys, this is as I said, it's a development project, and I'm going back and forth. The good thing is that I can work live and just focus on this because this just takes a long time. Good things that some people are together on this, and the other thing is that would it's just infinite. What do I need? What do I need? Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do now is just search for the base geometries that I need so that I can transport it up into the word space and just. And so you can see that this has a translate Z. That's just nuts. I mean, I don't even know. Okay. So most of the geometries are uh, already exported. I believe that the base geometry that I need is also, it's just this, and this is part of a template geometry. So I'm just going to export this, and this is going into that new project that we're working on, into assets geo and template geo, and this is going to be the this is going to be the muzzle surface geo. I don't know. Let's try that. So muzzle surface geo, and that should be placed correctly in the scene without the joints, hopefully. Right? So if we set the project again into the correct place that we were looking there, now we should be able to run this and it should be able to bring us everything once again. Right? Boom. And now with the surface as expected. Nice. Right, so it's not much, but it's bringing everything and we already have it set. So this is basically all the geo that we have. Yeah, I don't know if I should update the geo or use a reference for the geo. Maybe I should. Maybe I should. Right, living and learning, guys. I don't know. I'm just gonna keep moving. Right, so this a part. This is a part of the template geo, and we have the surface here as well. And what I need also is, I don't know if I need this guy here though. But if I transfer, like if I move the other geometry, I'm 100% going to lose everything else. So what I'm thinking is, let me see which file have I used for this guy. So there's the crochet assets working geo1. All right. And it seems to be inside of a group, right? So I don't know. Yeah, I think well, so I have to modify this as well on the script. So this is some scripting as well. So the same way where we had the import rig template, that we had to find the unique parent here and just import that. So I mean, this is starting to happen over and over. So it might be that I should just create a separate function for this, because it's questionable now. I don't know. Okay, let's just keep going. And then we're going to have the, just going to have the file geolist, right? No, top node list. All right. This should be the same thing. And the reason why I'm thinking of this is because I want to save or just transfer this entire geometry into the group there. And it should be parented. And it would be good if it would keep the actual structure that it already has, right? And I believe this is the guy, Joaquin Geo .01. There's the Ecochet. There's the muzzle Geo. So, okay, this guy's going to be brought into the assets folder, into the rig, and it should be like model, but I don't know. But I don't know if it matters though too. So let's just test it. So now it's placed inside of our folder, of our model geo folder. Let's see, so it's going to be brought in. It's a little heavy, but I guess it worked. But it crashed. So I made some mistake here. It seems to be picking up everything. More than one object matches names. How come? Yeah, but at least we know that it is exactly on the place that it should, right? So it's matching one to one the geometry, the simplified geometry that we have. And that's a great start, because then we can just save it and move it and it's going to be fine. Although there's the hair as well that I don't even know where it is, and I don't even know if it matters. Okay. Now, why are you complaining? import model geo if top parent node and top node list. Something that I did. Or file geo list. This is a transform. It's just adding, so importing the file, adding a namespace to it, and then removing the namespace at the end. That's the complicated part of it. Okay, so I'm trying to think here is why is it not like it's complaining about something that it found here. And I don't really know why that is happening. Try custom fuzz. There's some XGen. Oh, great. We have all the XGen files here. Great. So we're good to go here. Perfect. Okay, so just give me give me an answer here. Why is it that you big boy is not working here? For node and file geo. So it's important to file and returning all the nodes. Let me reopen this. I don't know why. Maybe I'm. Oh, now it works. So no, it breaks. Okay, so it's just saying that right at the end on parent file, more than one object matches name. Huh. Yeah. I don't see how that's the case. Oh, let's go. Debug, debug, debug. File geolist. Print. File geolist. Let's go right from the beginning. Okay, guys, that's development. So hey, how are you going? All good over there? I mean, I'm trying here to figure this problem out. It's always like this. You give one step forward and then you have a crash and then you got to get back and then you have to, it's always the small details that takes you the most time. It should be printing a list for me here and I'm not seeing the list. Method done, method done. No missing directories, create missing projects, it's done. Na, 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 na. So one of them has worked, and why is that? Hmm. Where's my list? Oh, here it is. We have a list here. So this is the first one. Here's the second one. So what is this then? This is not a transform. Maybe I am just cmds.lssl equals true. That is 1 to 0. And I want to check what is this? It's a transform, right? Transform. That's the node type that we're getting here. And it should be returning. Where's the file? Import geo method done. Doesn't make sense. For file, is it this? Is this the problem? Hmm. So how am I passing this stage here though? Let's see. I think that I made a mistake there. So obviously I made a mistake, but oh boy, boy. Because it's printing here that it's done. Then why is it moving into the next thing? Oh, oh man, I know. Hmm. I know what it is. I was making a mistake here. All right. It's because this is not, but it did work for the template geo, so it's fine. It's just not working for the model geo, which is the. So you see, we're doing this over and over and starting to annoy me. Let me do like get top hierarchy. There might be a better way to express this idea, but I don't know. Hierarchy node. And this is a function, of course. And then I'm going to give it the list. And then we're just going to pass it this thing here. Senseless to be doing the same thing over and over and not have a simple function that can do it. So So I'm just recreating that, and then I'm just going to be returning that. So return top, I don't know, right? Top node just okay. So I'm just gonna do like because it's complaining that it's shadowing something like the system list. So I'm just going to add a different naming here. This is the top node list. Now we're good. All right, so then instead of doing all of that things again, I will just do get top hierarchy node file geo list, and then that's going to be node list. I don't know. How am I calling that? The top node list, and then in theory, what I'm doing is just parenting. So let's see if that works. Boom, seems to work. Yeah. But why is this being imported into the... Yeah, so this is not a template geo, though. This is the model geo, right? Yeah, this is in the model. So this is why the head is also being imported into the wrong place. This is in the template geometry here, and this is not what we want. This is model geo. Okay. And again, this is the advantage of having the RigBuilder because I can just like reload the RigBuilder, rebuild it, and boom, it should be there. So now model geo has both the head geo and the asset geo here, which is a little different, but it's what we're going to be using to move it. And here we have the template geo, which is just this stuff here. So this here is working. I can do the same thing in all of them instead of having all this crap here. Just going to have a single function there. Save some space. Wow. Oh, Julio is saying again, do you have a GOT profile? A Git profile? Oh yeah, I do, Julio. This particular code here is not on my GitHub open at least. Let me see if I can give you the GitHub here. There's a bunch of old stuff there. How do I get my profile here? Your profile. Yeah. Yeah. Git profile. Here we go. I don't have anything constructive done there yet, so this is probably the next thing that's going to be there that we're going to be able to really use. All right. So by the way, this is Julio Cesar. He is just asking me about the GitHub profile, and I just gave him here. Boom. Nice. All right. So that is fixed. Yeah, even this process here, you know, so repetitive. What don't I need this? Hmm. I'm surprised that this, yeah, it's working because yeah, now I see why. Let me just see if anything is gonna break here. Okay, so template geo is here, geometry is here. Seems that everything is being imported correctly. Now, maybe it is time to start making some decisions here. Because now we get the thing that I was talking about, which is that this whole thing is just in like with the mouth apparently on Word Zero, which doesn't really make sense. I mean, I'm sure that the our modeler Chin Yang, he has thought about this and like he had its reasons for doing it like this, probably because of the of ZBrush or something like this. But for us, for us to rig the model, we needed to be in a different position. So then, we're gonna have to think here. He's gonna have to select everything basically, including the rig or the skeleton, and push it up. All right, so we can see that's just shy of. I believe this is all up. That's enough. Consider that even the shoe was very well modeled, and he didn't. We didn't even show this feature of this model. So, oh, the eye freaked out. Why? Oh no! It's an object. Okay, let's go again. Yeah, I believe this is roughly all above zero. Oh, Julio Cesar is inviting me on LinkedIn. Here you go, man. Nice. Thanks for connecting, Julio. I'm assuming you're probably. Let me see. Where are you? Oh, you're in Mexico. Nice. Uh, big shout out to Mexico. Have a lot of Mexican friends here. Some of the kindest people around. All right, so yeah, so our friend here, Julio Cesar. Yeah, thanks. You are from Brazil? Yes, I'm from Brazil, man. Currently in Vancouver, BC, but I'm from Brazil. So my friend here, Julio or Julio, has just added me on LinkedIn. Feel free, if you ever stop by, feel free to add me, Tiago Paulino. You can find it there. And yeah, let's keep going. Just a tidy more. All right, so I think that the asset group is in ground zero, so it should be fine. And we're gonna have to re-export all of these guys here. Let me see if all of the geo is up in here. Because the asset geo, I'm probably not even gonna use it, but I know for sure now that it's in the correct place. The next thing to check would be like the actual height. Because let me see how depth. It's been a long time since I don't use the measurement tool. I think it's to measure tools, distance tool, and then let me just see. So X, and then what? And then X D, or just D. Then to hit enter. What have I done? Okay, I was unsuccessful on the creation of a measure. Okay, so yeah, that should be it, right? Okay. It's like D to snap to the thingy. Yeah. Oh boy. Okay. I think it's V. I always forget. Okay, so we have 132, meaning that if we have the measures in centimeters, I think it's Windows, settings, preferences, preferences. Let me see if I can find like units, display. It's not that. It's not that. Not that. It's the general settings. Man, is this kind of thing that you hardly use? You know what I'm looking for? I'm looking for the units for this. I don't even care anymore. Never mind. Because the thing here is that I just need the it's in settings linear. Awesome. Thank you. You see, that's the advantage of so Julio just helped me here. Let me see. So preferences, it's in linear. Come on, you gotta be somewhere here. Settings, Julio. I'm not. I'm blind, man. I'm losing. Then linear. Okay, linear. Where are you? Save action, undo sound snippet selection. Render node editor modeling file. Divisions. Man. Okay, I believe it's here somewhere. I'm gonna have to figure out another time. But I do think that we are in centimeters right here. Gosh, man. In the settings tab, there's an option called linear. Oh, I see. Let me see. Settings, preferences, plugin manager. Huh. Hotkey color. Let's do what we should, right? So let's just go here and do my unit settings. We were close, I'm pretty sure. It's preferences. God damn it. And then settings. Okay, there it is. Centimeters. Gosh, man. All right, guys. Thanks for the patience here. I bet we lost like 5 people in the process here, but it is in centimeters. So what we know here then is that measurement that we had here, that it's now lost. Let's see. Why is it not showing though? Oh, it's just very, very. So what happens then if we just scale this? It's not gonna be good, right? No, 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 no. Yeah, 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 yeah. Let's see. I think that I'll have to just do something that I'm not really. Okay, man. Let's just parent this, unparent it. So we have to get, I don't know, let's check Joaquin Phoenix height. Joaquin Phoenix height. 173. So that's where we have to reach. Hey Julio, thank you for the help, man. Highly appreciate it. Julio here was doing his best to help me out on this one. Thank you so much, man. All right. So yeah, this is very rough, I guess. I mean, I should have a better way of finding this height, but at this point, now it's too big. But is it going to keep the? So that was, I need 170, right? That's the height of Joaquin Phoenix, 173. That's what I'm aiming towards. Should be something like this. And let me just keep this group here open. And now let's measure once again. 189, still a bit too tall. But closer. Let's do it again. $179 and almost there. Just a tiny less. Yeah, you thought we were gonna come here to. Oh my God, I'm missing just my face inside of the screen. Okay, so we're trying to find the height here, and we're very much closer now. $172, and I guess we are good here. Let me just do it again. Right. So 172.49. It's point 0.5 centimeters away from the perfect Joaquin Phoenix height. Let's see if I moved enough. And still shy of 30 centimeters. How much is it there again? 173. There's no like just a notch more. Okay. All right, so let's do this and commemorate this amazing success. Hooray! We made it. We found the exact Joaquin Phoenix measurement, the 173 centimeters, exactly the measurement of his height. And now we're going to start exporting this. So you see, rigging anything is a process that takes some time, and you just got to go through the steps. Thanks for the patience of stepping in and joining this madness. I'm gonna keep this ruler on just so that I have this for the future. Or I mean, this is going to be deleted right when we restart this. Just again, this is the good thing about working uh, with the RigBuilder because you cannot accumulate trash in your scene. It just deletes everything every time. You save what you want and never complain. Okay, so I have to save everything again. And as a matter of fact, it would be great if we didn't have any scale on this. It's terrible, right? If I zero the scale here, it's going to pass the scale. Look at that. Oh boy. It's just wild right now, right? What's going to happen if I freeze this? Time is it? How long have I been online? Oh my god, 2 hours have elapsed. Nice. We have another rigger here adding me in LinkedIn. Thanks, guys. I don't know if any of you are watching right now, but Chun Wei Adam. Oh, is it Adam? Have we spoke here? Oh yeah, we did. Adam Falk. Yeah, there you go. Nice. Senior rigger, man. Really cool. Yeah, how's it going, man? Thanks for adding. Happy to connect. Let's add here. Thanks for connecting, Adam. Nice. There you go. Live. That's the future, man. We are in the future. Yo, Model Free, I remember you. How's the tool going? So here you go. Maro's talking to me here. And so thanks again, Adam, for adding. I already added you there. So Mauro is I think we he was participating on the last stream that I was doing about the rig. So yeah, the rig's going good. So, by the way, this might be a good point to recap what's going on. So we're building this rig builder here, which has all of the functions to build this rig. So it's basically a method executor. Let's put it like this. So the thing that it does is you create a class and then you create the methods inside of it, and then you can register these methods that you're writing into the class in a like a dictionary, and then the UI is going to read that and be able to execute these methods in the order that you're adding them into the class. In the future, we're going to have it's going to be able to read the attributes that you have on each method, and then it's going to have, I don't know, maybe another box here where you're going to be able to modify them if you want. So if you have things that you can, like functions or methods that you can choose some sort of variable, what is going to be affecting, or if you want it to be, then say for example, I want the rig to be built in a T pose or an A pose. So maybe one of the methods is going to have that attribute for set true or false. But right now it's just executing exactly as it is, as you write it down inside. So here is what we have. So we have, like, for example, import rig template, and then this function here is being registered into the rig template. So into the rig builder. So import rig template here, and this registered methods are then being read, or are being read by our builder UI here, and it's being executed. So that's it. But the advantage of this is that it is super flexible, and we are able to build it progressively. So it's going to be one method after the other, but then we're going to be able to reuse this to other for other rigs, and it's flexible because we can add anything, right? We're not limited by a framework or a I don't know if you get like advanced skeleton. And to be honest, I have never really used advanced skeleton. I actually need to get some ideas from them. But there's also M Gear, but they all have like kind of their structured way to do things, and the templates and everything. And this is just like straight coding. If you have never seen a rig builder before, you can probably just get in and do your own coding and add your own functions. You're not going to have any problem with that, and that should be theoretically a simpler approach. This is what I've seen in other studios as well. So yeah, I hope this explains it, and let's keep moving. So right now, what I have is I have had I'm adjusting this geometry in the scene so that it's like in the correct height. So I want to get this rig to the point where we have something that I can call a product or something like this, so that I can move on and live my life and leave this behind forever, or even or maybe put it for sale or distribute it for free. I don't know. That depends on also the modeler. It's not my model, but certainly an experiment. All right, so I want to freeze this group here to see what's going to happen to the transforms of the other. So freeze scale. Is it going to allow me? Yeah. Yeah, so we should have no rotation here. I don't really understand why there is rotation here. Because this the world zero is correct. Now the groups are correct. In this one, for example, I don't know how it could possibly be the case that this is in zero. Zero translate. How come? Yeah, this is no bueno. So that's to say that this is absolutely not perfect. This is just the face mask. This is the eyelids. And this is the forehead. Oh, oh, okay. Okay, so I need to freeze the transforms of these guys as well. So let's see what's going to happen if I freeze the transform. I think it's going to be good as well. Yeah, it's not too bad. Might have to readjust it. It doesn't seem to be too bad. So now I'm just going to have to resave this and pray for the best. I'm also just going to. Yeah, so model free is saying that that's nice. I create a phase tool too for an actual production plus mirror keys. I prefer get all meshes into zeros better. Yeah, I agree, and that's what we're gonna be working next. Just freezing all the transformations. Yeah, this here is not. So this is the work that we need to do right now. We're starting to. Oh man. Okay. So we have two projects going like that we can get on right now. So one of them is this one, the other one, let's open here. I'll show you right now. It's the other. I bought this face set here from a website online, which I forgot the name right now. But we have all of these positions, and that's then going to be implemented uh, into the rig builder so that we can import all of the shapes and make it work right out of the box. So uh, this is a completely different project. So today I'm going to sleep on it and I'm going to think if I am going to jump the Joker project and just move on into another mesh, which would be interesting. I believe the Joker maybe served his purpose, and you can see that there's a lot of work to be going around with the Joker. Maybe if we start on another project, it's just going to be like, going straight to the thing that we have. And yeah, I'm not going to be investing much more time into the Joker. But it would also be good to have a finished project that I can just, publish online and have the rig Maybe other people are going to create more, more content with it. Who knows? Also need to talk to Chinkayen, which is the modeler. Oh yeah, but let's keep moving for now. I'm just gonna change the name of this one to muzzle template. Go. So what happens if I think if I freeze the transformation is going to 0, right? No, I think that I need to set the pivot to 0. I forgot. Let me see if I have an utility for that. Zero set pivot 0 reset. Right, let's see if someone has something like this already. Maya Python reset pivot or geo reset pivot to world 0. Yeah, it's going to be the X form. Word space ARP. So you're gonna have to check what's the X form. So Maya Python X form. So I know what the X form is, but I need to check the full name of the flags because we're gonna use this. I'm actually gonna use this right in the scene. So I'm just clean all this crap here. All right, so it's going to be so I'm just going to do like list or mash list. It's going to be cmds.ls equals 1. So I'm just going to list all of the meshes that I want to zero out. And by the way, Model Free was telling us here that he created a phase 2 for an actual production. Wow, man. Awesome. Great job, man. That's it. Keep moving. So then for match and match list, we're just gonna have the cmds dot xform. Then what we're going to do is just check exactly what they were saying here. So as xform word space ARP, what's the A? Absolute. So smash word space. Actually, I don't need the full flag for here. To A equals 2, and then RP equals, I will assume is a list, and 0, 0, 0. And we should have what we need. Now we just need to check first of all, the meshes. And we should then be able to use this. Yeah, so maybe let's see if they're all in the center of the world. Boom. Awesome. So they're all in the center. This guy here is close to the center, but it's not exactly in the center. Ooh, so that's a good question, though. Should we adjust the top? It's not too far. The center of the head is not too far from the center of the world. Yeah, it's not too far. I don't know if it's necessary. So Model Free is saying here that it's nice. It's nice to see the bones mesh. Maybe I move to VFX industry next year. I want to learn Ziva. The goal is to apply to Mr. X. Can be on Montreal or Adelaide. Yeah, man, that would be a great goal. I mean, the VFX industry was looking for a lot of people to hire lately, and it's not easy apparently. Pretty it's pretty competitive, especially on the technical artist side. So that's a good thing for you watching if you're interested in this kind of thing. The industry just needs people that can do similar stuff, or it's not even similar, but just knows how to rig. So, some people like it, some people don't. All right, so I'm going through already 2 hours of rigging this thingy. So, what am I gonna do here? This is zeroed out. The pivot set to the zero? Yes, it's in word zero. So this then I should be able to zero out. Oh, it feels like I changed this already. What happened? Yeah. Okay, so everything is locked in place. This is all zeroed out as well. I will. Oh, oh, oh. Let me see what's going to happen if I do this. Okay. Everything's perfect. All right, so we're cleaning up this geometry of its wrong orientations. You're just checking everything, double, triple checking. Right, so the eye here, for the eye in particular, I don't know if I would like it to be, I think that the group is correctly placed, but it also is not carrying any information of like, it's weird because it shouldn't be on the X. You know what? So now the advantage is I can export this and continue to work on this next, right? I can update this geometry later. What I need right now is to keep moving. So just going to export selection, and I'm going to asset geo, and this is the model geo, and this is this one guy here. And I just want to actually create the backup group here. So this is something that it's going to be scripted later on. Right now it's not. So this one here actually needs to be, it would be great if we could call this, I believe this is wrong anyways, but okay. So the head is also part of our model geo. And I'm just going to throw this head into this place here, get the naming again, and save it once again. Let me just see. Yeah, the pivot of this joint is fine. I don't know what I'm going to do with this specifically, but I will also just save it and figure it out later. So you see, this is not too healthy, I guess, like to be renaming these things manually like this. I think I'm gonna have to work on a script to just save versions, like backup versions. All right, so the head is the head saved, yes. This is a template, which is just the skeleton. So this is all fixed as well. And I'm going to re-export it. And this is a geo, this is a template. And here I'm going to have a backup as well. And I'm actually just going to throw this guy here first. So see, very manual. I'm almost feeling bad about the process that this is the way the process is right now, but it's going to be fine. We're gonna make it right. So I think that I have exported all the things, and now we should be able to just let's back this up. That's why we have the scenes in place. So this is Joker project, Geo reset, underline Joker project 001, underline Geo reset. Should be good enough for us to make sense. And now we can then just boom. And look at that. Nice, man. Everything is in place and working as expected. Now we can proceed from this. So, except for a few other adjustments to the mesh here, this asset geo group, which also should be named in a different way, but the mesh is already on the center, except for these eyeballs here. The head is in word 0. Everything's on word 0. All scales and translations are fixed with the correct locations for the pivots. So yeah, I think this is good enough. I mean, I think I can call this a proper geometry, except that he has his hands on his pockets and there's no actual hands, you know. So I guess this is good progress for today. I can see that it's actually we actually have some people on the stream, as surprising as it is. So thanks for the guys that have been commenting here on the side, like my friend Model Free. There's also my friend Adam Enfok, which is a rigger as well. Just added me in LinkedIn. Model Free and Julio Cesar also were adding me in LinkedIn. So if you want to talk to me or connect in LinkedIn, please feel free to do it. I'll be happy to say hi. And yeah, I mean, work is infinite here. I don't even know if I have more energy in me to proceed, but it's been a good 2 hours of self or of talking to myself and developing this thing. A little bit of wasted time, but a little bit of progress as well. So the next thing I would assume then that it's to rename these joints because our joint group here or our joint hierarchy is not properly named. We don't have the proper names of the spine joints here. So just renaming all of these things and keep moving. But at this point, the RigBuilder is being able to bring all the geometry from our rig group and it's able to assemble everything into the rig hierarchy here. Some of the things will have to be changed, such as this root here. This name doesn't make sense. And also, not everything that is here is going to be used. But as we keep moving forward, we're going to find out more about this idea and if it's the best way to do it, right? So right now we have 8 fellow friends here, four in YouTube, 3 on Facebook, and 1 in Twitch. Look at that. Now we have 3 venues to communicate. So thanks for stopping by, everyone. All right, so let me check the code and see what else do we have here. Okay, so we have the setup rig groups, import rig template, import template geo, import model geo, and then we're going to start setting up modules. So yeah, let me figure this one out. So this is the T1. So the clavicle is parented to the T1. Then it's the cervical joints ahead. Okay. So let's just rename these guys here. So T1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So these are the I have selected the 12 cervical joints here. But as far as naming, I am not really sure how are we going to be naming those guys. It seems that they're all with the wrong name though. I don't get it. Anyways, let's keep going. So I'll just do a quick rename here. So it's going to be like it's called the so again for item in cmds.lssl equals 1. Then we're going to be, I just want to name this the cervical joints or the thoracical joints. I believe we have a thingy here to see. spine, number of vertebrae. So we can see that is the cervical, thoracic vertebrae. So it's T1 to T12. So I'm also going to, for index item in enumerate ls sl, then we're going to do cmds dot rename item, and then it's going to be something like, so the index, I'm also going to be starting this index in 1, and I want it to be, so T spine. I honestly, I don't know what this one, spine joint. I just need a name that I can then, oh, I lost the selection here. Okay. Let's just go with this for now. What? 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 Why is it giving me? Oh, I see. So yeah, it's going to create me problems if I don't reset it. So I'm just going to, I forgot the format here. And then it's going to be index. All right, so it's inverted. Okay, so let's go again. Is it exactly what I did, but I was wrong? Oh, yeah, then that is correct then. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Jesus, man. All right. That's why. Oh, and I should also, yeah, okay, so that's the thing. And there are some places that adds like center. I don't know if it's the proper way. I have to consider some of the naming conventions as well. So some places just give a CT before the, which is center. I don't know about this. It's kind of obvious that if it's not named, it's CT, but also if there's no side specified, what should you think? Maybe it is, maybe it's not. So I guess it's just better to add it. So this one, I'm just gonna add the CT. Right. So just renaming these joints, the neck joints, I believe, except for the one here. It's lock. Why? Nuts. Yeah, so I have to be it's changing names here. I'm just gonna do like replace a lot of joints, model free saying a lot of joints. And then I'm just going to change it for joint. What? Why? Oh, new name. Oh man, I'm confusing stuff here. CMDS dot replace rename like that. Yeah. Uh, Model free is saying something here. Let me check. Hold on. Okay, so I replace that. Okay, so for view effect is important, or you can be optimization and get a good deformation with ribbon muscles. So it's a question I'm gonna show here. So model free is asking for VFX is important, or can be optimization and get a good deformation with ribbon and muscles. Can you elaborate this question for me? I'm kind of confused with what you mean there. For neck and spine, if we can use a good deformation with ribbons for the neck, yeah, I believe simple rotation works well as well. I don't know. Maybe if you have maybe if you have a cartoonish or stylized character, maybe you then have demand for this kind of thing, or where you have to be stretchy or something like that. But for this kind of character, I don't think it's going to be necessary. As a matter of fact, I don't even think that like this is going to cause a good deformation. One thing that I learned in like working in production right now is that the especially for games, if you have joints like this where it is on the correct position of the bone, but it's not well centered into the mass of like the volume of the geometry. If you don't have a proper system to simulate the muscles, you're gonna have a bad deformation. So it's a trade-off. You gotta think about it. Anyways, I think I'm done for today, guys. I feel like I'm with a good energy, and I could go a little bit more, but I need to give some attention to the family, and I need to have some other tasks that I need to do, and I need to keep pushing here. So yeah, maybe tomorrow or the next day I'll be back, and we will continue this until it's done. So it's 2 hours and a half today. Good progress. Good thing. So I'm just going to export this. I'm not going to save any. Yeah, so the naming that we just added is here. It's fine. So yeah, we're making some progress here. It's light, but we are making it. All right, guys. So we made it, another day. And as I always have been saying this in all of the streams, and I'll continue to say this, uh, the only way we can eat an entire elephant is a bite at a time. So for my Indian friends, this is just a metaphor. There's no actual real elephant being eaten here, but it is just to think that there's no other way to get through this. It's going to be gradual, but at some point it's going to start to show up, and that's when it's going to be the most gratifying. But if you're having something that you're learning with this, thanks for stopping by, and we're going to see each other on the next stream, right? I wish you guys the best and have a good one. Bye bye.